For 6 months, Alpha Company has hunted insurgents in the Sunni Triangle, capturing over 100 suspects and destroying numerous stashes of weapons and ammunition. The insurgents avoid direct contact, leaving behind roadside bombs and IEDs to slow the pursuit. Based on information from local people fed up with intimidation, Alpha is following the trail of a known terrorist called Scarface.
Stop lying.
Alpha intends to bring Scarface in, dead or alive. The 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion is in the final month of its combat operations in central Iraq. Alpha Company has suffered no serious casualties, but their sister company, Echo, has. 2 men killed in action and several more seriously wounded, all from roadside bombs.
We could be sitting right here talking, and somebody could try and breach our perimeter with a suicide bomb, and we go from sitting here nice, calm, and relaxed to right into action.
Welcome to El Anbar Province. Captain Barr, Alpha Company commander, calls this place the wilderness of Zidon. It's a wilderness, all right. A medieval world of tribal turf wars, impoverished apathy, blood feuds, and dread, where young Marines trained to be heroes fight a different kind of war, searching out an enemy that hides to survive.
It's guerrilla warfare, and it's frustrating. What they'll do is they'll drive around in their farmers' trucks. They'll shoot mortars, they'll throw them back in the trucks, and they'll carry on as farmers.
Hello, Mr.
This area is just infested with insurgents. So hopefully keep our fingers crossed, get some guys that just think it's a joke that we're around.
It's hot, and you're wearing all this heavy gear to protect yourself from rounds or IED blast. You're walking around trying to get to know these people and help these people, which don't want your help, or if they do, they're too afraid to tell you they do.
Ready?
Their frustration is, for lack of a better term, the sexy missions, the raids, and just kind of all the glory work. Nor have we encountered big firefights or the big battles that you would always associate with being part of a war.
You know what? That's all fine and dandy. But when the dude next to you has a sucking chest wound the size of a basketball, and other people are shooting you trying to kill you, there's no time out in combat.
The 3rd Platoon commander is Captain Hobson, nicknamed Roy, a man who knows how quickly things can change out here.
The enemy's everywhere. You're in and among them, and you're also in and among the populace.
Filming Alpha operations these past months has taught me the essentials for survival. Stay hydrated, obey the team leader, and remain in the moment.
In our minds, we're always being watched. As much as we try not to establish patterns, we establish patterns. And that's when it happens. It doesn't happen when you're fully awake and everything's going right. It happens when you let your guard down.
Is that the door? The doors don't lock though, do they?
No. Tonight, 3rd Platoon's leaving on patrol. No. Sergeant Jacobs and his team hope for their chance at combat.
They locked. I couldn't get out. What are you doing with my wife in that picture, man?
I'm gonna hang her up and keep her up for morale.
It doesn't matter where, when, or how. They are more than ready.
I gotta ask you why this truck doesn't look more armored, man.
The only armor we got is these blast blankets on the floor, these half doors. But all the Marine Corps buys us.
So would you rather have speed or would you rather have armor, Sadecki?
I'd rather have speed to get away from the IED. Keep rolling fast through it instead of going slow and eat it.
What he's trying to say, Gork, is we'd rather have a combination.
2 days later, radio traffic has everyone in suspense. A Humvee with 5 men on board is hit by an explosion. Corporal Sadecki is the driver.
I was traveling about 15 miles an hour, just cruising along like we have been for the last 4 months. All of a sudden, next thing I know, I pretty much face planted into the windshield.
Everybody is good.
Moments after the blast, Doc Smith is dazed, his eyes as big as saucers, but he's okay.
IED went off on us, knocked Sadecki over there unconscious. Stunned all of us for a good 23 seconds. What we can tell, just a little shook up.
Sadecki suffering from a little vertigo. That's all Smith's reporting over.
We're driving, all of a sudden, boom. I was flying up in the air and I was looking around and everything from the vehicles just jumped in the air and clouds all around us, dust, smoke, loud noise. It was pretty weird for a second.
It was about 20 pounds of PE4. It usually will flip a Humvee over or destroy it, but since it went off directly underneath my vehicle, as deep as it was buried with the soft dirt, it ended up blowing all the dirt out of the way. If it had acted like they'd wanted it to, we probably wouldn't be here.
Hey Joe, I'm gonna get you trouble.
Looks like the dude fired it and then ran down the other side of the reed line, jumped in the ditch, headed up north for about 20 feet, stopped, and looked, then climbed back out of the ditch on the other side of the berm and just got out of Dodge.
Glad there's a hole, and I still got a truck, and everybody that's in it still in one piece.
It's crazy. No fatalities, no injuries, the Humvee undamaged. I wonder, how long will this last?
The purpose of this operation is
First Platoon prepares for an airborne raid.
insurgency. Both objectives
A local family reports 2 Syrian foreign fighters in the area. This tip is a breakthrough because sectarian violence and insurgent murders keep most locals frightened and distant. Whitney asked no questions. This is Iraq. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
to the back. For your average citizen of Zidon, what is there to gain by offering information to the coalition? So unless they have some personal reason, like they're gonna go to jail or, their family was killed by the insurgents, they're not gonna do it.
The guys seem laid back, but they're ready. When it's 120 degrees, it's hard to be excited about anything unless it's cold and wet.
Well, heat's always a factor when we go out there, but on top of just, the heat being 120, we have body armor, which is gonna boost it up probably another 20 degrees. So you're running around carrying all your gear, and if you go down, you're gonna go down hard.
Finally, after a 2-hour mechanical delay, the helos arrive and we load up.
The aircraft that we first got loaded in went down, so we ended up flying in 2 aircraft with a crew that we didn't really have a chance to do a face-to-face with.
The new air crews haven't been briefed. It's a serious problem, but this is war and the show must go on. Flying to the LZ, the temperature is intense, even at 2,000 feet. We drop down and insert near a road, running straight into a gut punch of suffocating heat. I'm not thinking about getting whacked. I'm worried I'll pass out.
It was so hot just getting off that bird. You look around and you see if somebody's actually staggering right, if they're falling.
You know which one's out? Yeah, you definitely don't appreciate the heat until you experience it. It just immediately saps you of all fluid and energy.
Get down! Get down!
Staff Sergeant Rosenall sends Bravo Squad 200 yards east and they hit the first house.
I got him.
With the Syrians around, everybody is a suspect.
We're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry. Head back. Head back, please.
Let's take these 2. We'll link up with Mills and camp. We'll go take that house.
Roger that.
Clear. Hey, Wally, we're moving.
I don't even know if this house is part of the plan.
After less than 10 minutes on the ground, Bravo Squad discovers they have a serious problem.
988 or 09?
988.
We're in the completely wrong place.
Yeah, we kind of figured that. I think this house right here is that one.
The attack pauses as Rosignol and henchmen assess the situation and decide their next step.
All right.
Roger 6-10 at this 5.
All right, Wally, Reed, we're gonna go straight down the middle and take down these houses. The imagery sucks, but from what we can make out of it, that road right there is where we're supposed to be.
We have landed at least 650 meters off our mark. If the Syrians didn't know we were coming, they do now.
Got a man sitting right there. Older gentleman, looks like a sheikh. I'm hooking you up, because I did everybody else behind her back. It's all right. Don't worry. When we sort this out, you'll be okay. It's all clear?
Yeah.
From the air, 2 men are seen running down the road to a nearby mosque, off limits to coalition forces. Alpha has lost the initiative.
I was done. I was smoked. If we had to go too much further, I would have dropped, definitely.
Is there nobody else here?
No, it's all women.
It's all women?
Yeah.
Give that child to that woman.
Bravo team continues to clear the surrounding houses and secure the inhabitants. The Marines maintain their poise under pressure. They are professionals, not thugs. Watching Sergeant Henchman, I'm amazed at his patience. Henchman wants to kill insurgents, not scare innocent people. In the heat and tension, the sergeant keeps his cool.
All right, get up. Yeah. You can come with us, okay? Nothing to worry about if you did nothing wrong, all right? I know you can't understand me.
Let's grab them. Boom. We'll link up with JD.
Rosignol decides to move the squad and detainees back to the road. It's the fastest way to link up with the rest of Alpha 1, located 1 mile to the west. Rosignol has less than 40 minutes before the helicopters return to extract us. Unsure of Whitney's exact position, Rosignol is determined to bring all the detainees to the extract point.
Ahmed.
Ahmed? Yeah, okay.
Stay here. Hey, I told you once, get in the back of the truck. Hey, Reed, go ahead and cuff him, toss him back there too.
They could be farmers by day, insurgents by night. I mean, that's not my place to decide. You know, if they do bad stuff, then we lock them up and let the court decide if they were in fact guilty or not.
Let him go.
Meanwhile, the number of men being taken into custody is adding up. The clock is ticking. Roz doesn't want us spending the night out here with a group of hungry detainees. So he commandeers 2 vehicles, and we drive to the extraction point.
Let's go!
Arriving at the command post, Whitney confirms the Syrians are gone. He orders Alpha 1 to process the new detainees, matching faces with IDs. Eventually, they will discover one Iraqi high-value individual in the group.
Hey, give me 3 more!
This isn't the job Alpha trained for. They're fighters, not neighborhood cops. In their minds, they're racehorses being used to plow.
This isn't what we were planning on doing, and we trained for months to come here for wartime stuff, and now we're actually being cops, going around collecting intelligence or information, finding bad guys, arresting bad guys, prosecuting bad guys. So it's a totally different thing than what we planned on doing.
How do you want to stand there? Right, you got it right there. Go to him right there. Next, go.
I'm not mean, right? I'm good, right? Good? Hey, hold up. You want this back? I got something for you. I got a present. For you. Thank right there. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Thank you for being our captive.
When the helicopters land too far away the first time, no one even stands up. Maybe if those pilots had to walk around down here for a while, they'd understand.
Let's go!
Aside from one detainee, everyone else is released. This mission is over. Driving through Fallujah, I see no second stories on the buildings. When the coalition forces pushed through town, they killed about 1,200 insurgents. Then, the attack was stopped by elements inside the Iraqi government. Like I've said before, the politics here are crappy. Alpha Company is now operating in a town called Amaraya. We're scheduled to rotate home in 3 weeks, but nobody is counting down, yet. For Big Daddy and the others, it's business as usual.
It's the afternoon. It's basically what we call IDF time, indirect fire time. It's usually in the afternoon when they fire at us with their mortar teams.
He's been firing at you for what, 4 days?
Yeah, 5 days ago was the first time he started firing at us. He got us 3 days in a row, and then you guys showed up and chased him off. And now we're looking for him again.
We got about a 50% chance of getting shot at today. Yesterday was a big prayer day. Not a lot of guys out. Today's Saturday. It's not a day off. You know, considering he hit us 3 days in a row before Friday, it's a really good chance he's going to hit us today.
He is really good. This guy knows what he's doing.
First day, he landed 5 out of 7 inside the compound. Second day, he hit 2 out of 4 inside the compound. We're just basically hoping he makes a mistake so we can catch him.
Catch him?
Catch him in the act. And then somebody will kill his ass.
The key to this whole thing is just patience. He may show up, he may not. But you gotta be patient. You have to be willing to put in the time and effort if you're gonna catch him.
First Sergeant Bell believes the mortar team is firing within visual range, possibly from this palm grove off to our left.
You see how level and straight it is?
Yeah.
It's a very, very thick palm grove. Date palm trees. It's obviously used for agricultural purposes because they're so close together. That's where these guys like to shoot out of because it gives them cover from the helicopters and the fixed-wing aircraft.
Nobody's certain, but this mortar man could be Scarface, the high-value target Captain Hawk and 2nd Platoon are looking for.
We called him Rocket Man for a while, and then we got a good picture of him and a description of him. Now his name's Scarface. Basically what he is he's the head local thug in an area that we call the Little Nutsack. What he likes to do is launch rockets and mortars. He also likes to plant bombs.
Then we might be in luck. I got a white truck stationary on North River Road to about 2 fingers to the right of the water tower.
I'll probably put you down to the intersection of Sink and San Juan and let you straight up to Sink towards Amaraya and Sinister because we've gapped that zone since we've been down here. And then I'll bring you straight back down around the thumb, across the big way up to Boston and Boston up to
Hey, Denny.
Right here, Johnny.
Hey, where the water tower is, do you see that white truck on the other side of the river? He's on the other side of the river. Can you give me a distance?
Watch Big Daddy on the roof, and you can see both an eagerness to kill his adversary and a grudging respect for his ability. The moment passes. If Scarface is out there, Big Daddy doesn't see him.
Hey, we're gonna call it quits. Rollers probably scared him away. See you tomorrow.
Scarface announces he's back, landing 3 shots inside our perimeter, just beyond the building where Alpha 1 is staying.
We were halfway up here when the first round went off. 2 more while we were up here went off in back of the mansion.
Within minutes, point of origin radar pinpoints the approximate location of the enemy firing position. Artillery shells from Camp Fallujah rain down on the area. I don't know if they hit him, but he doesn't fire again.
It's just the tail fin. This usually is right within 5-10 meters of where the mortar lands. So, pretty cool.
It hit right outside.
We've been mortared numerous times, but those impacts were quite close. They had us locked on. It was exciting.
Where it landed, and pepper, all that.
That's our biggest thing over here, getting mortared, because you really can't do anything about it. They're so far away.
There's always next time.
them when we leave how many we're going out with. So 3 U.S., 1 Terp, and 5 Iraqi.
Don't forget me, John.
And 1 reporter, 1 media guy.
The next morning, Sergeant Henchman is advising an Iraqi security force patrol as they sweep the area around the firm base.
Got the big picture of what's going on out here. And it's so easy to talk to people around here. Like when we talk to people, these people sell each other out left and right. This isn't like Zidon, where everybody didn't know what was going on. Here, if you got something on one guy, you can get him to talk about 5 other guys. We're just taking advantage of that and figuring out where people live and, you know, putting the puzzle pieces together, and it's working.
He wasn't here. This is where he lives.
On our first stop, I watch henchmen alternate between ambassador and intelligence agent. This is the new face of 21st century war, where there are no front lines or defined enemy positions. Henchman combines diplomacy with fire and maneuver at its most basic level.
She will tell us who fires the rockets in this area, or who knows who fires the rockets in this area.
Yeah, I tell her.
Then we will make sure that no rockets ever come into her house ever again. How much would it cost to repair this roof?
هذا السطح مالكم جد تصلح هيك.
والله احنا اشترينا تشين كوتين. والله حتى ما منطيني فلوس قرض اخذناها 200.
125,000.
125,000.
Yeah, dinars.
So about $100.
Yeah.
About $100?
Yeah, $100.
I'll tell Dominic and I'll tell Hilton when we get back, and we'll see what we can do for their scene.
شكرا.
So, thank you.
ولا حبيبي. اشكري خالد.
More neighborhood cop work, but the Iraqi security forces are predominantly Shia from the south. That's a problem around here, where control comes from traditional Sunni clans and tribal affiliations. Henchman understands why these people are nervous. The credibility of the ISF is suspect, even among the Marines.
I've had one ISF guy that I've actually joked around with or whatever, or even came close to being social with, and a year ago he was shooting Americans. I don't really trust them. There's been ISF guys with cell phones, and actually one got caught with he had a cell phone and he was like connected to the insurgents. So I mean, trust them as far as you can throw them, and that's not very far.
She's scared.
She is scared. See, camera?
Does it make a difference that these guys are Sunni and
Yeah, that's different, yeah. It's only different, the Shia different.
So what is the staff sergeant? He's a Shia, right?
Yeah, Shia.
Does it make him more hostile or?
No, he like the Shia, you know, the Sinan. Different, the origin, same thing. Yeah.
But there's not animosity between people?
No.
Steve, like most Iraqi interpreters, won't admit that the presence of Shias here is creating tensions with the local Sunnis. In Iraq, something always seems to be lost or added in translation. For the Marines, everything begins and ends with the language barrier.
I work with Marine because I want to help my country, because you know that he have very many terrorists in Iraq. I want to help somebody good, not have anything, just good guys. I want doing anything good for Iraq.
You don't speak the language. You know, you've got to work with an interpreter. He's the one that's actually engaging in conversation. Not that they're misleading, but that they might like just translate a little bit differently, maybe skew from what the point you're trying to get across, maybe. Not necessarily all the time, but you know, it happens.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, but don't count on it. In this country, regional and local traditions trump everything else. Anyone could be lying. Friends can be friends today, but not tomorrow. Betrayal is a way of life, and you never know who's watching.
No one's going to kill you. Tell him to calm down. If he's not a bad man, he has nothing to worry about.
He said that when the AG came here, they're really rude. They don't come to the house like you do. You know? They're rude. They don't respect.
يعني أول ما يجي المنطقة يقوم يفشر ويسب.
Since he came to the any village in every town, he started yelling, cursing, you know. And that's right, actually, because they are from South, from Shia, you know?
Yeah.
They really hate the guys over here.
Right, and we understand that's a bit of a problem right now. We have Shias trying to work with Sunnis, and that's never happened in the past, and we're trying to make it right. But you need to understand, this is your country, not ours. We can't keep staying here and cleaning up the mess here. We want you to take control and clean up your own mess.
نظل المشاكل انتوا عراقيين يقول لك هذا بلدكم مو بلدي، قاعد يقول لك هذا بلدكم. نعم. فاذا انتوا بيناتكم اذا العراقيين بيناتهم ما يحلوا مشاكلهم نفسهم، يلعبين يحلها. يعني بزمن صدام. يقول لك احنا ما نريد.
And you're asking, is there anything going on? They're like, no. Well, have you seen anyone? No. What at the mortars? Well, they come from over there. All right, but you just said there was no one here. Well, no one's here. They come from somewhere else. It's like they're too afraid to help us, or they don't want to help us.
لأن احنا ضجنا يعني مو هم بس احنا ضجنا عين.
He said that again. Believe me, if I know we're
يعني نفسيتنا تعبت.
I'm going to show you that because we suffered more than enough from them. We were really tired, you know.
Okay. Well, please, I'm gonna leave now, but I want you to understand. I know that everyone's scared here because they don't want to die, but Americans die here every day. So, people need to step up and start helping out because we're still here and we lose people every day. I know you're scared for your life, but everyone has to lend a hand or it's never going to get done.
You're talking about a completely polar opposite culture than what we're used to in the United States. These people are just, for the most part, trying to survive.
If you live in Iraq, all you think about is survival.
Hey Adam, where's all the men?
That goes for us, them, even the dogs. We are back out to sweep the area, this time patrolling through a graveyard. Everything seems routine, even the pre-dug graves. But nothing ever stays routine for long.
We started off from the firm base that we were in, just doing a presence patrol. We were out in the Ville. While we were out, we were coming upon one of the main roads that runs through the town that we were in. Had a vehicle stopped about 40 yards in front of us. It was a little white car.
Watch the corner.
We both yelled, threw up some hand and arm signals, and he still kept coming. I actually thought we were about to get hit by a suicide-borne vehicle.
The driver of the truck fails to stop, and Sergeant Jacobs and the other point man open fire from 30 yards away.
Didn't have time for a flare. Myself and one other individual went ahead and put 3 rounds into the engine block of the car, which stopped it at that time.
The speeding truck decided to go around the cars, still at full speed. That's what ensued the escalation of force. How copy?
Just turned out the guy was in La La Land, wasn't paying attention.
The Marines call it escalation of force. The 2 Iraqis could have been killed.
Okay.
Within a few minutes, the driver is recovered enough to claim the hole in the windshield is from Marine bullets. It's not, but you can't blame a guy for trying.
Yeah, I was looking at, like, I saw back there, there's no, like, mark in here that's shown that we did this. Like, it stopped, but there's nothing, doesn't show where the round went inside.
We will call you, all right?
I'm not here to kill everybody, just to shoot somebody. If he would have kept coming, then we would have escalated it from there. No, I'm not here to shoot everybody on the street just because, I got a gun and they don't.
You guys ready? All right.
Our time here in Amariah is coming to an end. We're going back to Zidon. Scarface is shooting mortars at Camp Fallujah again, and Alpha Company is going after him. Alpha Company is glad to trade the confining urban streets for the familiar open ground of Zidon. Everyone feels a sense of unfinished business here. Even so, as the tour winds down, complacency is the enemy.
It can be boring and repetitive, but in the snap of a finger, that mortar round, that rocket, that IED can change someone's life forever.
Alpha came here eager to take on an enemy they were trained to fight. With a month left before we rotate, it hasn't happened. Without constant combat, it's easy for even well-trained men to become lax.
I remember like before we came over here, everybody was like, we're gonna go over to Iraq, we're gonna get some, you know, there's gonna be so much action, so much stuff to do, and we got over here and I mean, this definitely isn't the deployment I thought it was gonna be.
Get up there. There you go.
I'll admit it, I'm pissed off. I didn't get what I wanted out of here, but then again, I'm sure that's how war goes for a lot of people.
What is it that you wanted?
Kill as many of the enemy as possible, and don't look back.
True American. Another cow is safe today.
Searching out high-value individuals is not what they want to do, but every platoon understands the mission. They don't like it, but they understand it. The HVI of the hour is identified as Naji Ali, aka Mortarman, aka Scarface.
High-value individual. Used to be a high-value target. We're not allowed to kill him anymore. We have to arrest him.
What happened to Naji? Naji Ali.
Naji Ali.
Now it's not about how many bullets you shoot, it's how many bad guys you roll up. Okay? That's what it comes down to, is you kill who needs to be killed, you detain the people who need to be detained.
What about Naji?
Naji Ali Fayyad,
Who do you think took him?
Some days you nab a guy that you've been looking for, or you just happen to stumble across him, and you feel great. Other days you get mortared, and that's all you get.
Tonight, 1st Platoon rolls up for a knock and talk at a local sheikh's house, and one of the occupants runs out the back. The Marines hold their fire. It's the rules of engagement.
No, I saw a guy walk in, like, out this door, like, and then I saw a boonk and you ran after him, and then I cut around like this.
For all we know, it could have been like Nafi or Nafi's right-hand man. He can't shoot the guy.
That's where the frustration comes in, and you can't just roll in and start blasting everybody. That's our mission, capture or kill the bad guys. Capturing happens more than killing.
This is anti-coalition propaganda. A lot of the Muj pass this out at mosques, basically trying to gain credit for, or not credit, but trying to gain momentum for their jihad. Basically a bunch of bull BS, but.
With the computer-enhanced flex cuffing of the kid who's apparently got a bullet in him, with the sleeves of American soldiers. It's a bunch of BS.
Jack, start collecting all the ID cards, the propaganda, everything in this house.
Sheikh and Imam. Sheikh and Imam?
He's an imam.
Does he have a card?
Hey Steve, what's the name of his mosque?
All sheikhs carry special IDs, also called get-out-of-jail-free cards, precluding their detainment without higher-level authorization. This pisses Whitney off. Watching him trying to pry information out of the sheikh about Scarface, his frustration is hard to miss.
Does he have a marker here?
Yes.
Yes. So you do know what he looks like. Mahmoud, stop lying to me. You know what he looks like.
My opinion on the politics about how sheikhs have diplomatic immunity, basically, is bullshit, because plenty of those guys are scumbags, and we can't touch them because they have this quote-unquote title. We can't touch them without some general or some politician saying it's okay. I think that's nice, but I don't tell some politician how to scratch his nuts. I don't want him to tell me how to operate when I'm on the ground, where the rubber meets the road.
Hey Jack, or you guys, let's get these guys loaded up. Just probably f***ing Nafi. You know how frustrating it is to sit there and have him lie to your f***ing face like that?
Is this him? Mahmoud, Justin.
The search intensifies when 2nd Platoon enters the neighborhood where they believe Scarface owns a house. With 3 weeks left before we leave the country, the platoon is hungry to kill or capture this guy.
Scarface has slipped through our fingers quite a few times. He can't be comfortable because he knows the heat's coming, but it'll suck if we don't get him before we leave.
Seen anything suspicious in the last week or so? Any Mooj? ID?
No bad guys driving in black sedans with masks on their face.
Friend, you middle.
Voila, voila, you don't know anything, huh?
Sorry, what's that?
What's he saying?
She said he had sheep.
No. Yeah, I know what you do to the sheep, too.
As they roll up suspects, the Marines discover insurgent propaganda, Iraqi medals, and Syrian money in the home of a former Ba'athist leader. There's no sign of Scarface, but 2nd Platoon believes they're on his trail.
We walk around and eventually we find that one individual that gives us some good information. Maybe the individual placed some weapons in his yard and they blew up and hurt his kid. Well, along come a team from our platoon. Hey, is there any bad guys in the neighborhood? And he's only too happy to tell us.
Are you?
None.
Team 4, call sign Suicide, stops at every house. If insurgent sympathizers are watching, they won't know who is giving information. The team leader is a young first-generation Iranian American with a last name nobody can pronounce. Everyone calls him Raz.
My team, I got Reynolds. He's the point man and driver. You know, he's perfect for the job. He's a hillbilly from Arkansas. Alan, he's my communicator, so you know he loves electronics. And then my gunner, Laughlin, he's really good on the gun. You know, he loves what he does. He's really passionate, so we got a great team.
Raz shrewdly assesses each situation. The kid intuitively knows when the velvet glove is more effective than the steel fist.
You go in there really heavy-handed, they're not just going to be willing just to, you know, tell you what they know, because you're just as bad as the moosh if you do that. The moosh come, they threaten their lives. We come, we beat the hell out of them, and who they're going to talk to, you know. Someone's got to play the good guy.
Roger, we're going to go take a little visit to Scarface's house. Suicide out. Yeah, you should go ahead.
Was there any signs that he's even...
No, it looks like they haven't been there for a while. Probably got tired of us harassing them, harassing the family. You know, you probably find a new place to live.
With night falling, we head back. Tomorrow's another day. By 7 a.m., Raz and Team Suicide are back at work. Their goodwill pays off when we're invited for breakfast. It sounds great until Alanis messes with my head.
Nice thing till we end up dead, right? Poisoning.
Is that always going through the back of your mind?
Nah. Well, like this time they're not eating with us, so there's always that possibility. That's why you have the test right here, so if nothing happens to Mick, you know it's safe.
All right, Mick, we're going to time you.
My fears are groundless. The food and the hospitality are genuine, and the graciousness of the family is a welcome change from circle talk.
Mister.
Hello, Mister.
Hello, Mister. Hello.
Beautiful.
Back on the road, Raz is already planning his next stop.
I'm going to go talk to one of my local friends, see what's new. See if he knows anything about our HVI that fled town.
Later that morning, several tips lead the team to a buried cache of weapons in a palm grove. It's a typical hiding place, easy to reach from the nearby road.
Come on, baby. That'd be sweet, huh, Nick? So there's probably some shit up and down these fingers. Hey, King. Poorly kept, though. It's all blasting caps for some grenades. All right, let's keep going.
Here. God damn. Not it. Go up and get it down. Oh. Looking at it right, doggy. All right.
Tuck's tapped. Yeah. Looks like an improvised Bangalore. It's rigged to blow. Yeah, it's tapped in.
Ready to go right now?
Yeah, just it needs a detonator.
Just who buried the weapons here might have remained a mystery. But when the owner of the neighboring property arrives, it will be his unlucky day. Raz senses this guy knows about the ammunition and doesn't waste any time making that clear.
This is your property right here. A or la? A or la? A or la?
هاي حدودي من ناوهيج. Yes, sir. على هاي المزروعة هاي هيك.
He's going to walk his property line with me right now. Understand? Haji. Can he walk me up on this hill and show me? Haji. You see this? Do you know about this? This. Does he know about this? He's saying this is his property line right here, where that cache ends. Isn't that convenient? A foot away from where the f***ing cache is. Hey, tell him, if he doesn't know, he's going to jail until he knows. Hey, Ray, flex cup this guy, put him away. He's saying his property starts at these f***ing palm trees here, a foot away from the cache.
Hey, camera.
With the day only half over, Raz moves on to his next stop.
What's your plan of attack here?
We're just going to talk to a couple people. Then we're going to go and talk to our moosh friends. We're going to ask them a couple names. Does he know anything?
For the next 2 hours, Team Suicide patiently goes house to house, searching for the information that will lead them to Naji. Sometime during all of this, Raz won't say when or where, he finds an informant who provides the piece of the puzzle they've been searching for.
He told me he stole one of the motor systems and his artillery rounds that he's been firing at Camp Fallujah. Tonight he's going to take us to that spot and give us all the motor systems that Nafi's been using to try to take out some guys over at Camp Fallujah.
So what's the kid's motivation?
Well, Nafi killed his father.
That night, we arrive at yet another palm grove and wait to meet our informant. Using night scopes, we carefully scout for any signs of danger. Satisfied that no one else is nearby, Raz leads us further into the grove, where the informant suddenly appears. It soon becomes clear the man wants to renegotiate. Apparently, he wants a silencer and cell phones. Scarface may have killed his father, but this is business. I'm not sure of his exact words, but Raz clearly says no. Finally, the deal goes down, and it's a good haul.
Yeah, Corporal Razadek did a great job today. He got a name of a guy and found some weapons.
17 mortar rounds in pristine condition. That right there is an outstanding find.
They didn't get him, but Scarface can't be comfortable knowing that Alpha is breathing down his neck. He won't be back anytime soon. In the meantime, 17 mortar rounds destroyed means lives saved. Hunting down insurgents and getting hit by roadside bombs are not the only challenges confronting Alpha Company in the wilderness of Zidon. Facing a new and different problem every day is the rule, not the exception.
We went in and it wasn't too bad, and then we were all climbing out the turret and it just slid, so it was a little bit scary.
This is actually, in my opinion, pretty cool, because, I mean, car accidents, if you survive them, you're a bad motherfucker.
The difference is, in the Sunni Triangle, you must never forget that somebody nearby may be trying to kill you.
The fact that the danger isn't ever present I think makes it more dangerous because not only do you have to guard against the enemy and what they're doing, but you have to guard against your own complacency. Those are two things that are like constantly like wearing you down.
After almost 7 months here, it's hard to realize that my time in Iraq will soon be up. The battalion is rotating home in a few weeks.
Approximately 3 weeks until we're rolling out of here. We should be on ground in Okinawa by the 15th at the latest, supposedly. Looking forward to going home.
What keeps the men of Alpha Company together goes beyond duty. They believe they wear the white hats as they hunt down the bad guys who threaten their country, our country. In their movie, the good guys stick together no matter what, and ultimately it spells the difference between victory and defeat.
You don't like us here, do you?
Can you edit it to make it look like I know what I'm doing?
Oh yeah, just blow on it a little bit.
I'm not blowing on it.
Tell you the next best thing about this country is how resourceful they are. I mean, look at that. They've got an oven made of
Even the cows are mujahideen. You hear him? He said mooj.
Yeah, come over here, I'll show you my favorite one. It's right here. Paris, if you're watching, you just look me up sometime. Jake Durr's my name, and pleasure's my game.
When you walk down the hall and you see guys looking, this is what they look like. You gotta look like that now. Doc smiles a little more, but most of the guys just go like this. They're so lonely, you know.
Anna Kournikova, my favorite.
We have a computer that the little cursor jumps around, so you usually have to do everything 3 or 4 times. One thing we did get, okay, because flies are getting pretty bad in here. But otherwise, you can see that it's just like home.
We've got a pretty interesting marriage. My wife and I got married. It was actually 2 days prior to me deploying. So we've been married for about 4 months now, but we only spent about 2, maybe it was 3 days together as a husband and wife. She's very strong, and she has to be. I mean, it's very difficult for any woman to watch her husband go off to war.
I would have to say the biggest sacrifice about being over here is, being away from your family, being away from your friends, being away from the norm, the times where you have a family reunion. There's birthdays, there's holidays, there's anniversaries. You get pictures via the internet and phone conversations to tell you what happened, but there's nothing like being there.
A lot of times it's too hard to explain to our families without making them think that we're doing scary things that are endangering us for no reason. There's enough stress over here without, having to have the extra added stress from back home of them worrying about you all the time, so.
This is the best you can do from here. Can't take her to dinner, can't do anything nice for her. Missed the whole first year of our wedding, or our marriage.
Oh yeah, that'll work, man.
See, the ball breaking already starts.
There's an analogy about combat that goes something like this. 98% of the world are sheep. The other 2% are divided between sheepdogs and wolves. The wolf and the sheepdog share similarities. Each is driven by instinct. Both kill without remorse. The difference is in their intent. The wolf preys on the flock. The sheepdog protects it.
That's what our existence is protection of the group. Okay, so therefore we have to be held to a standard. The wolf, he's an independent operator. He can strike whenever he wants to, he can do whatever he wants. Now, is there a little bit of wolf in the sheepdog? Yes, there is. But the thing is, we're held to rules.
All these guys would love to shoot a terrorist. Absolutely, there isn't a single one of us in the company that does not want to go home knowing that we could take one off the list. But also, with that being said, is none of us want to go back knowing that we shot an innocent civilian.
Hussein's on the other one. The mission was never to come over here and
kill as many people as possible. It was to kill as many enemy as possible. An enemy around here is not as defined as what it was in previous wars. And we're fighting an insurgency, a guerrilla war, and I think a lot of the American people need to look that thing up in a dictionary and figure it out for themselves that this war is not an easy war to fight.
The Marines I have seen around the world have the cleanest bodies, the filthiest minds, the highest morale, and the lowest morals of any group of animals I have ever seen. Thank God for the United States Marine Corps. I didn't write those words. Eleanor Roosevelt said that back in 1945, but I couldn't have said it any better. This is my final entry. Like every Marine in Alpha Company, I'm ready to go home.
Candy?